I've forgotten everything I needed to do, so I actually had to look up a lot of stuff. It's like, first off, it's like, I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. I did look it up. So apparently, I thought we were going into the, that's not the map, that is the map. I thought we would be going in here, but nope. Apparently we're going this way. But we have a skit, so let's do the skit first. Skit!
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan lord? How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
Probably not, no. We never do things the right way. Right, so apparently my quest marker is all the way back here. No idea what I'm doing. But I'm hoping that it's gonna get cleared up at some stage. Like, I'm hoping somebody will, like, jerk my memory in, like, a skit or something. Like, I know why we're here. We're here to... We're on Vanishes because we're trying to do... The thing? Yes. The thing. Then we found out that, oh shit, the dude's not here, so we have to go somewhere else. Oh, another skit.
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But, yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Yawning. I'm not even tired. Wait. Oh, I've got to remember how to fight. Oh, this is going to be great. Right, am I going the right way? Yes, I think so. It's this way, right? Yes. Leaving the nest.
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Remember a prediction
Oh, I don't know
had?
if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
I feel like
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't
shipped
like
them
to see
more than-
Dohalim's face if he heard you say that.
But
All this has made me realize
I guess he
I
is
can't
more of a
allow
child.
myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Yeah, it slowly came back to me that I had like an idea. So I think what's gonna happen is that Dohalim will lead the Rennans. Like he will be the new Brennan Lord, I guess. Because they don't really have one. Right. Quest marker. Where am I going? Alright, gang, explain the plan to me because I've forgotten. It's been a minute.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis,
It's
but
been
we
a
just
few
ended up
weeks.
finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
Guess I remember
That
this.
can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Renna.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're going
All
to
the
Renna.
answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Rennis Alma. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
I have no idea if I'm prepared, but I guess I
So,
have to
what do
be.
we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should...
What the fuck?
What?
And suddenly this turned into a horror. A scream fucking scared the shit out of me. Oh god. Oh, I feel like this is a lot of Meteon happening right now. Oh my god, what the fuck? Actually, yeah, I've been here before. In space and a weird entity decides to, you know, unmake my existence. Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Damn! The hell just happened?
I don't know.
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
Oh god. What's happening? The music got really loud and super intense. Yeah, turn it down a little bit. It's really loud for me. That doesn't look good. Uh-oh. Yep. I don't think that's good. Big flower.
A flower blooming out of Renna?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
It's a flower, dude.
The Flower of Oblivion.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. I'm fighting despair
With
again. I
everything
feel
that's
like deja
happening, we
vu.
need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Oh.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Rennans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
Also, why?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
I mean, she's kind of right. No time to think, just move forward. You know, whatever works. The summoning. Oh god. Out of reach.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people. Does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness?
Oh, Hugo.
I don't know how you managed.
So cute.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
The owl is too cute.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
Yeah. Lightening the mood, oh god.
Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell!
Yeah.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
Okay.
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
I've only ever seen Renna from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours. Still though, I never would have imagined Renna actually looked like that. And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out of it?
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue. It's so surreal. It looks like a broken egg or something.
Renna and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
Yes, I know, there's an elevator, guys. I'm getting there. There wasn't
That
so
beam
many
of light
skids.
joining Dana and Renna. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Renna after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Alright, we good? We good? I think we might be good. Destination. Well, I guess we're not, the upper level? Nope, can't go there. The central? Oh, look, just look at that. I picked the right one. Okay, is there anything... any secrets? No? Hello?
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
It could be final boss time.
What's that?
At any point, because I don't know how. I should be like really close to finishing the game.
It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move.
Maybe it can't.
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
Oh.
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
Hello.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
Okay, let's start asking it more
I shall now
questions.
answer your questions. We are Helghan Quail.
Haquinkle.
The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helghan Quail?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Renna's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Renna and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Renna, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly. and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Renna?
The true ruler of Renna. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Renna wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Renna, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Helghan 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Renna's great spirit. Renna's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Renna in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helghan Quail devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegus was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renna Alma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renna Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Helghan 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegus has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Renna. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helghan Quail, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helghan Quail who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Okay.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Renna wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helghan Quail, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helghan Quail, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out.
Indeed. Let's. I'm gonna guess we go down? Oh, there's the higher floor. We can now go to the upper floor. I guess everybody's on the lower level.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevric 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Renna, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
I think these are the scientist dudes that were helping with the experiment with Alphen. turd guy? Oh, he's there. Okay, so we're gonna leave the turd guy to last. Yo.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helghan Quail.
You mean the Overseer species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Renna, obviously.
From Renna? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Rennans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Rennans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Rennans were originally created from Danans by the Helghan Quail.
Look at that.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Renna.
There aren't. But there are Helghan Quail. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Renna.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helghan Quail are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Rennans were originally created from Danans that the Helghan Quail kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use astral arts on Dana now.
Helghan Quail technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and—
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helghan Quail are the real Rennans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Zerder, I was
Does he
right.
really expect us to believe?
I was right. There was no big difference between Rennans and Danans. It's like, oh, that just
Believe that Rennans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
And let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
Probably not. What do you have for me?
Have you guys lived up here in Dig Faisal with Hevrek 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Yeah, these are definitely the researchers.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard.
Yeah, these are definitely the fucking researchers that were experimenting with Alphen. It's funny that they don't recognize Alphen, but then again, they just said that because they've been put into stasis, their sense of time has been thrown out of whack. So maybe they just don't. They like saw him like once, but the researchers didn't really pay attention to the test subjects because they were like, oh, hopefully it'll be useful. Bye.
That the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Helghan 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helghan Quail have the technology to cloak themselves around us Rennans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Rennan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously.
Yeah.
Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helghan Quail themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Rennans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helghan Quail, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Rennans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Helghan 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Renna or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Interesting. Okay. Hey.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Renna.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Renna.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Rennans in Helghan Quail that day.
He's right, also right in front of you, dude.
For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Rennis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Renna?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Renna's planetary structure.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
Duh.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
That is true.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Rennans were created by the Helghan Quail, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Renna's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helghan Quail. Then the Helghan Quail created the Rennans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Rennans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over, before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Rennan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Renna too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
The party
Everyone's
has
just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
Oh yeah, skits between Alphen and...
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helghan Quail made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevric 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helghan Quail could be behind the fruits of Helghan too.
Please stop yawning.
But if Hevric 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
Right, who do I want to talk to? Oh, there's so many people. Hi. I can't talk to any of these guys. Oh wait, no I can.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Rennans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Rennans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Rennans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Rennans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Rennans? At the end of the day, the Helghan Quail and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Rennans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Okay. Good talk. Who's over here? Who is over here? Oh. Oh god, I have to go around.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Rennans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Rennans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that, but Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Rennans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Renna's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dana's still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Alright, let's go. Elevator. let's go to the upper level. There's nobody up here earlier. What's the betting? There's not going to be people up here. Like, really? No? What? I feel like there has to be, like, a cutscene or something here. I thought, like, maybe Dohalim would be up here, but apparently no. Let's check the central level then. I don't think anybody's here. Oh, there are. They're just downstairs. Okay. Wait, no. What? Did I just miss them in the no. Ah, damn it. I meant to click on the... They're not here. Just making sure. Lower level. Oh, there's another room back here and I didn't see it. There we go. Whee! Wait. Oh, there's an inn room here. Neat. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't sure, this is exactly where, the scene from the past that, Alphen was part of. Yeah, this is the exact part. He's in this very room. Dohalim, I'm gonna leave you to last. Let's talk to Law first.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Like Shield.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Yeah.
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do, or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
Is magic.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it
voice.
does. It's
Where
like
have we
a
heard
big
that
weight's been
voice
lifted
before?
off my
Oh,
shoulders.
start to the
I'll
game.
fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Neat. Alright, Dohalim.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Rennans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Rennans out there.
When you say the other Rennans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Renna may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis, or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Rennans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Rennans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Rennans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Rennans?
Yes.
Yeah.
I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Rennans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why.
I mean, Alphen's gonna say
You're
yes.
the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You
No.
don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Could you imagine?
Thank you, my friend.
No. Cute, adorable,
Well,
awesome.
It sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Rennans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Rennan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Renna and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helghan Quail's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danon, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Nate?
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Renna, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only
the big
that.
speeches here.
One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Renna. And if Renna's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
It's a dark astral.
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Renna like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides in Renna.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Renna's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
Yeah.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say,
We
that
woke
flower
up and
growing out of
punched it in
Renna
the
is
face.
The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns' connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Alright. You members have returned to your party. Final
Our
boss.
minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
Final boss, please. Let's finish this game. No skit, sorry. Doing it. Let's go.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first.
Oh,
You're
God.
asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renna's Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renna's Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the Thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational. It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Renna's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
Dude, I'm not killing Shion.
Wait. Naori said that the Renna's Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns could be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renna's Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renna's Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renna's Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renna's Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renna's Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Renna, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
Please don't be a long dungeon.
I have one more question. You've said that Renna's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Renna once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Renna is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Renna.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Oh god.
Man.
Waiting
Too much
game.
to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk like a normal person. I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him.
Sure. Hey!
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Rennans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Rennans for who they were. I hated them just for being Rennan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Rennans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Rennans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Rennans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Rennans and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
No.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Neat.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Hug. Kiss. Do something. Damn it. Oh god. It's these two.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well,
These two are like brother and
if
sister.
everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle.
No boy.
So I wanted to apologize while I can.
For what?
Apologize?
What did you do?
For what?
I was being real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that.
Well,
I
when
get
are
why
you
you're
not
angry
silly?
now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
Whack him on the head.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Renna's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Love's being smart.
Everett 35 might know the answer. But, you know what?
I may change
I don't
my
need to
costume.
ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will... well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit
Oh my
it out
God.
already.
Oh my god. You bunch of goofs. Goofballing.
Are you sure you don't want to get some rest?
I knew it! I fucking called there would be a cutscene in this bloody room. You knew it. And it's with my favorite ship. Neat.
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is.
Hug.
How are you
Hold
doing,
hands.
Shion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? Although that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
That's pretty.
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renna's Alma,
Uh-oh.
there's something I want you to do.
No. We're not killing you, okay? It's
Like
not
Helghan
happening.
35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Renna and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renna's Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
No. No.
It's true the
I
blazing sword may
refuse.
not have the strength of the Renna's Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Rennans and Danans alike.
I don't care. No.
We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Don't make that promise, Alphen, please.
Okay.
Damn it! No!
But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion.
No!
I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
Sweet.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
you
have
couldn't
words
feel
for the
pain.
shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt
Cause
this
he loves you.
warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
Hold her
You
hand.
think so?
I do, because Shion,
No.
No!
You can
say
tell
it.
me once my thorns are gone.
No, say it now.
Okay?
God damn it. Making me wait.
Yeah. Okay.
Fulfill my ship. This is gonna be teasing me on the edge of my seat until the very credits. There's gonna be an after credit scene as well.
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah, we
I've
should
been ready
probably
for
get
this for
moving.
about an hour.
Agreed. Can't
Alphen.
stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Renna, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Renna.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Oh boy.
Is that you, Helghan 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrecht 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Neat.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helghan Quail after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Renna's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Renna, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
Alright,
We
let's
gotta go
get
all
this
the way
going.
down just walking?
Yeah.
Will all the
Hopefully it's
Helghan
not-
Quail go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
Oh boy.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy.
Yeah.
Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Right, let's go. We have a dungeon to get through and then a boss. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I want to finish this game. Because there's another game I want to start today. I'm very excited to start a new series today.
It would appear that our Helghan Quail host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Renna.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
This doesn't look that big.
There's nothing here.
Let's go.
This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out
Straight to the final boss. Let's go.
everywhere. Is this really where the Helghan Quail come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Nope, Meteon got to it.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean
Oh,
to tell me
crap.
this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Renna was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helghan Quail in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive.
Let's go.
It looks like we can climb down from there.
Let's go. I'm
Let's
ready.
take a look.
I'm ready. Let's move. Moving. Let me move. Destroyed remnants of Renna.
So this is Renna. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead...
Oh god, there's so many places to go. Okay, where...
World?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
Let's go this way and see what's over here. Hi. Nope. I can't go this way. Oh. Is it only one teleporter is working? Yeah. Objectives. Alright then. Let's go. Nope.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Okay. Hey guys.
Helghan Quail.
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game. Now Arch being interrupted. Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
In an instant!
Woo!
Impact Claw! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
I'm only getting started. I'm ready.
Now you see what I can do!
This one's mine!
Your blade moves like silk.
I just let my instincts take over.
We got the advantage!
Good. Now we just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't
only
worry,
getting
because Law's on it!
Mega Ray.
Execution!
I'm on a roll now.
Do it!
In an instant!
Whee!
Impact Claw!
Resonate with the earth.
Here I go. I'm only getting started.
Rising Falcon!
There, got you. Mega Ray.
Sword Blade out there! Throw away!
Excited.
Finish it!
I'm only getting astral energy.
Say no more!
I haven't... It's good I haven't gotten rusty at this. Cool.
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danan slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
Great.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now,
Oh god.
this whole mission is over. We have to stay the
guys.
course.
Whoa, run, 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 run. Hi, treasure. Apparently I'm full. Where do I need to go? Yeah.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
What apparatus? Oh, this apparatus. Upper level, floor 2.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
Man.
Breathing storm.
There's how I do it.
Something's wrong with me.
You just say the word and I'm there.
I can't believe it's come to this.
I'm surrounded! They might reflect the blade! Swallow there! I'll finish you here now! Burn in hell!
None shall escape my judgment. This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen.
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you.
Armor won't save you!
Downfall!
You're mine! You're finished!
Cyan
With you
Instant!
can't get out of this! Watch
Here I
this!
come!
Gemini
You're
Aqua!
finished!
Eagle Fly! I'm ready!
Orochi Fury!
Law! Take! Blow them away!
Searing
More
flame!
Sukals?
Keep calm and take them down.
They smite with blackened blade!
Down! Weak.
Azure Storm! Demon Fang!
Is Peach. Yep. Let's heal you.
Use the flame inside me! Your baby light! Rending you bloody howling! Rising Wyvern!
What is their tactic? Ah, yes. Saving. That's fine.
Here I go. I'm only getting started.
I thought you were going to wreck the place.
Reinforcements?
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
I'm only getting started.
Next!
Just keep coming!
There.
Execution!
I'm only getting
Resonate
started.
with these?
You require
Mega ray.
Ignite!
Shattering
No
the
further.
pieces! Attack time!
Swallow Blade!
I never miss.
Demon Fang! Finish it! In an instant! More?
Test it! Armor won't save you!
There. And again. Mega ray.
Now I'm real mad! I'll face you! Elusive deity!
Oh god. Hang on.
I hope this medicine works as promised.
Sword Rain Alpha!
The picture of
Eternal
pain!
devastation!
Excited. I'm only getting started. Excited. You're mine. Mega ray.
Burn!
I never miss.
Do it! Law! Hey! Blow them away! How's that?
Pathetic. And again.
Take this!
Take it.
Demon Fang!
It's over.
Catapult!
Mega ray.
One now!
Take it. I'm ready.
Finish it!
Alpha!
In an instant!
Impact Claw!
More?
Dragon
Where
Field!
are you going? Here I go. Mega ray.
Now I'm in the groove!
Alphen. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
More
of
You're
them.
open! Go!
Now you see what I can do!
Blackened blade!
Here I go!
Swallow dance!
Ignite!
Mega Ray!
Execution! On your
Sighted!
knees!
It's o-
Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna use that.
Do it! Here I go! I'm only getting open! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
On your knees!
Sighted! I'm only getting... Where are you going? Take it!
Resonate with
I'm
the
only
earth.
getting started! Mega Ray!
Take this! Rip and tear!
Your blade moves like silk.
I just let my instincts
I
take
never
over.
miss!
How fascinating.
Take it! I'm only getting started! One more!
Eat dirt!
Negative gate! Shattering
There!
pieces!
Do it! And again! Law! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
You done? Yep.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
Neat.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Renna? Or could they be Zoogles somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches all the way to Renna's core?
Oh boy.
That's true. And if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
You sound alarmingly serious when you say that.
I mean, why not? What's in here? Oh, just a treasure? I don't think I want it. I just want to get to the boss. Oh hey, I can actually jump down. I do want to this because it's just right there. So why not? Whee! Ow.
And here I am.
Did I lose HP for jumping? You don't see me. No.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Rennas. Or even
Oh,
what
hey.
we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helghan Quail.
Yeah, I can use I'll actually use a pineapple gel, actually. Yeah. Oh, right, CP, yes.
Or
Never mind.
perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of
I
looking
mean,
at it.
Actually,
I'll have to inquire with Hevrect 35 about it sometime.
yeah, I have fun. Nope. Arts. Where are we going? Okay. Easy. Nope.
Gotta break through!
as an option.
Water! Last one out gets eaten alive!
Fleeing is very much an option that I forgot about. Yo, do you move? No? Do we have to fight you? I really don't wanna, but okay.
Right, here goes!
Sighted. I'm only getting started. Got you.
Renna, this one's all mine! It can hide itself from me?
Mega ray.
On
Let
your
the
no
marksman
further!
handle this. I never miss.
Eat this! Talon Hurricane!
Sighted.
Give him mine!
Take it.
Rising Wyvern! Armor won't save you! Just getting
There.
started!
How's this? There. It's over.
Seismic rupture! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! I'm on
There. Got you. Here I go. I'm only getting started.
Things come to an end.
Ignite!
I'm on it!
Take it. It's over.
Vacuum blade!
Mega ray.
Can't get out of this!
Double deep!
I never miss.
I let you all down.
Stay away from my friend!
Wait, what?
That should do it!
From beyond,
Oh boy.
imbue this vanquished soul with luck. Resuscitation!
Here I go.
Another incantation ruined!
Not done yet!
Take this!
Oh god.
That could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
The flame
Here I go.
cured!
I'm only getting started.
Resonate with the earth. Damn it! How?
Oh my god. Hang on.
Supposed to win this now!
This is only one storm. Our future will hold many more.
Not exactly
Here I go.
inspiring.
It's over. Mega ray.
Beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with life. Recess now or never. Bestow thy
Astral arts?
Oh god, I'm not.
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
I owe you. Sorry.
take
I didn't want to put you out.
What our friends for, we can't depend
You're
on.
mine. You're right. I'll bear that in mind. One more.
You picked the wrong
You're
fight!
mine. Here I go.
You
You're
must be
mine.
tired of healing me.
I'm merely doing what I can to help.
Glad you're on our
mine.
side, Filthy.
That'll bring you down. There, go.
Don't suffer in silence.
Take it. It's over. Take it.
Not my fight.
Mega ray.
My turn.
There, and again.
Rising Wyvern!
Take it. Mega ray.
Hurricane thrust!
I'm ready.
Kikara, go for it. Prepare to crumble.
I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out. Like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They
did
must
that.
be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys! This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, You can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, every little piece is its own treasure filled with memories.
So that didn't go as planned.
We must consider well if this...
Okay, we have a heavier healing spell.
is the right path.
Hi. Okay. You dudes, you chase me? No? Well, I guess we gotta fight.
No back!
Choose
Yeah!
one.
I'm on it! Have a last bang! Soaring blast! It's over! That's where you got it! The radiant there! Got you! Take it down! I'm only getting started! Eagle assault! Here I go! I'm just getting started! No further! This one's mine! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! When did I get so popular? Eagle assault! Armor won't save you! Where are you going? Double demon fang! Burn! Nothing, Knuckle! Sighted! You're mine! Do it! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Oh my god, we're already, like, dying? I know that there's gonna be like a heal point before like a boss. Like big time boss.
Right, here we go!
Hey, speaking of another boss.
Take it!
Okay, hang on, we're gonna change the tactic. Let us chill.
Okay, changing strike.
Take it!
Time to cross the blade.
Magna Ray!
Now or never. Burn! Talon Hurricane! Take this! Eagle Fly!
I never fit! Here I go! It's over!
Lionheart!
Magna Ray!
Crumble!
There! And again!
Pieces! Attack time! Severing wind! Dance from the wind!
Here I go! It's over!
I'm on it!
Here I go!
Go again!
Magna Ray!
So you clamor for my true power?
Go!
This one's mine! Whirlwind snap!
Excited! I'm only getting started!
Elusive
Magna Ray!
Now or never. In a bind?
I'm jumping start! There! And again! That'll bring you down! Excited! It's over!
Because the abyssal is nearly done for.
Here I go! Magna Ray! It's over!
Ready? Rarely.
Take it!
Elusive
You're
Deity.
mine.
Pile
Magna
driver.
Ray!
I'll smash you! Dance from the wind!
There!
One
Stop!
keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it!
Magna Ray!
I'll leave it to you!
There!
It was nice while it lasted.
Eat
Burn!
dirt!
You see what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done
I
that.
never fit!
Rotating pile driver.
Excited! It's over!
Go away! Pile driver.
Magna Ray! Do it!
Oh, now.
Lock! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Dude.
That's quite the technique.
You need me? I'm there.
I imagine that we'll probably run into like a shop as well at some point. You guys move. Hi. Good dudes. Oh god.
Let's just
Yeah, no fleet.
dispose of the trash.
Last one out is eaten alive.
Oh my god. Yep. Run, run. Hey, treasure. What do we got?
This'll make us even more formidable.
A rare plate. Hey, you have something that you can equip. Well, I'm guessing it's for you, yeah. I mean, Kisara, you're not gonna be fighting, so...
Coming through. Dark Blade! Demon Lance! Sword Ray Alpha! Raining Elusive Deity! Rotating Pile Driver!
Two heads! That's not even fair!
Ignite! Eagle's Eye! Now you see what I can. I'm just getting started.
In a
Vine,
handle this.
Talon Storm!
That'll bring you down.
You're
I'm only getting started. There! Go!
It's over!
Mega Ray!
Talon Hurricane! Elusive Sickness!
Here I go! I'm only getting started.
Scream. In a vine! Incineration Wave! Eat dirt!
There! One more!
Captivity! Super Swallow Dance!
Here I go! I'm only getting started.
Ready and ready!
There! House this! Mega Ray! I never miss!
Sonic! You should have met. Hey, you okay?
I'm only getting started.
You're finished!
Take it!
It's
over! You're mine!
I'm on it! I'll rip you through! Not today! I'll tear you apart! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! First strike! Rupture! No further!
There! Go!
Double demon! I'm on it! Tempest! Seismic rupture!
It's
Demon
over!
Fang! Double demon fang! Tempest!
Primed and ready! You're mine! Will this
Shattering pieces!
Healing circle!
Sorry to trouble.
You do the same for me. There! House this! Here I go! Here, let me help!
Rising
First
Rider!
aid! Here's a healing arm! First aid!
Can't end here!
There! And again!
fault.
Mega Ray!
Resuscitation!
Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing arm! First aid! I'll bring you back from death. Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Here, let me help!
I have no limits!
First aid! Here's a healing arm!
They'll find us long ago. Destruction! Ready and ready! The Tempest engulfs you! Smash you! Double demon! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Rising One!
Here I go!
You're mine!
Long, get toasty!
Bird Strike! Those bombs of yours are amazing!
Who needs a gun when you can send them flying?
So we're going this way. Pardon me. You guys are gonna make me fight you. Are you? Yep.
No backing! Yeah! That frickin' does it! It's over! In a bind? Talent score! That frickin' does it!
Careful! It has some kind of camouflage! Here I go! It's over!
Burn!
Change of place. Got it.
Shine! Radiant light! You're mine! Now you're talking!
Demon Fang! First strike! Demon Fang!
Talent hurricane! Inspiration!
It's over!
Resonate with the earth!
Do it! Chikara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Shine! Radiant light!
Pathetic! Have
Regenerate! Regenerate! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! It's over by mystic mercy! I can do this!
Here's a healing art! First aid!
Destruction!
Eat this!
Eternal
I'm ready!
Jolene! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Sonic Spike! I'll smash you!
Demon Fang!
There! One more! I owe you.
Take this!
That'll bring you down!
I'm on it! Talent
Eat
hurricane!
dirt!
There! One more! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing art! First aid!
Eagle Ray!
Here I go!
Swallow Blade!
There! Got it!
That frickin' does it! Swallow Blade!
Mega Ray!
No launch can break this night!
Infernal Strike! Not today!
There! One more! Here's a healing art! First
In a
aid!
bind?
Double
Here's
Demon
a...
coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Slap the
I'll
shot!
smash you! I'm on a roll now!
Here, let me help!
I think I'm coming down with something grave.
A chronic inability to read the room?
A malady your arts cannot fix.
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
This one's all mine!
There!
Radiant light! Force
And here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing art!
Yeah, I appreciate the concern.
The sooner you stop thinking,
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous
I
claw!
forgot how to dodge.
I'm on it! Elusive deity!
That'll bring you down!
Rotating pile driver!
burn in hell!
Here I go! You're mine!
Orochi Fury!
Mega Ray!
The Tempest and Ghost! In a bind?
Double Demon Fang!
Now I'm in
There!
the
Finish it!
Chikara!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Perfect. That means Big Boss coming up.
What do you think this place was for?
What the hell? Are they asleep?
no. They appear to be well preserved. However, they are all dead.
Lovely.
Dead?
Good to know.
So this is a mass grave?
Oh, that's creepy.
Looks that way. However, none of them appear to be Helghan Quail.
Bear in mind that Rennans were originally Danans, who were remade and sent to live on Lenegus. Knowing that, they would have needed a place to perform the procedure somewhere.
And that place is here, I assume.
So what you're saying is that all of these are Danan, or rather, Renan bodies?
Most likely, yes. It must have been abandoned for one reason or another.
There are so many of them. They were all taken away, but never given the chance to wake.
Lovely. I should save at some point. I'm gonna regret. I mean, autosave is a thing, but I'm gonna. I hope I don't regret that. Like, I should have saved there.
What is that thing?
Something we have to fight if we want to get across, it seems.
Be careful! It's huge!
Okay.
What is with all the huge lumbering beasts lately?
It's no ordinary zoo. That much is damn sure.
Watch yourself.
Whoa,
All bets are off when it comes to this thing.
Here I go!
how do I... There it is. There's the
On your knees. This one's all mine. Air pressure.
Here, let me help! Sighted!
Its head is its weak point?
We'll need to bring it down somehow to hit it.
In that case, let's start with the one in the middle.
Magna Ray!
Armor won't save.
I'm on a roll now! That'll bring you down!
In a bind.
How's this?
You picked the wrong fight!
Take it! It's over! Here, let me help! First aid! Magna Ray!
Oh, Shion.
There! Got you! Magna Ray!
Begin.
Take it! It's over! There! And again! I'm
In a
ready!
bind.
Here I go! I'm only getting started!
Take it.
Got you! That'll bring you down!
Thrilling performance. Now you see what I can do. For us a path.
You picked the wrong fight!
Take it! You're mine! There! I'm only getting started! Magna Ray!
Everlasting shock.
Here I go! You're mine!
I'm right behind you!
Take it! You're mine! Here I go! It's over!
Rising Falcon!
Eat dirt! Got you!
Here I come!
Where are you going?
Oh, God.
Here, let me help! First aid!
Now
Magna Ray!
can't get out of this. Now you see what I can do.
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
I'm ready.
Got you! Lost! Get toasty!
Bird strike.
Sighted! You're mine! That'll bring you down! There! Have this!
Demon
Take it! I'm only getting started! Go! Take it! I'm only getting started! Let's tear them off! Sighted! You're mine!
Severing wind!
There! Go! Magna Ray!
Take this.
Once this one's mine! That'll bring you down! Here I go! You're mine!
Armor won't save you.
As a flame inside!
Sighted! I'm only getting started!
Rising Wyvern!
Here I go!
Such unadulterated fury.
First aid!
Dragon Swarm!
Here, let me help! First aid!
Let loose! Flaming Thrust!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing arc! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! I'll heal you all!
You pay for that!
Healing circle!
Okay, here I go.
Here I
Why'd you
go.
heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Here's a healing arc! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid!
Here
Here's a
comes
healing
something
arc!
big.
Try to dodge!
Sword Rain Alpha! Snake of the abyssal deep. I'll tear you apart! Watch
Healing
this!
circle! Take it! I'm only getting... So...
The beastie blow!
Quick kill need to beat me to it, kid.
I'll take on that
Here's a healing
challenge!
arc! First aid! Here, let me help. First aid! Here's a healing arc! First aid!
Sorry to trouble you.
You do the same for me. Mega Ray!
I'll smash you!
Bathed in blood.
Ren, take this!
I never fit!
Watch yourself.
Eat
Sense incredible power.
Take it! It's over! Mega Ray!
Megasonic
I'll heal you all!
Explosive ring!
Healing circle!
Thanks, Shield.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do
Mega
better.
Ray!
Rising weapon!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing arc! First aid! I'll heal you all!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Healing circle! Let the marksman handle this! First aid! Go! That move!
Here comes the big one!
Can't get out of this!
Talon Storm!
Where are you going?
Everlasting jump! Talon! I'll smash you! Watch this! Negative
Sighted.
gate!
I'm only getting started!
I'm on it! Rising weapon!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid!
Incineration wave!
How's this? Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that was made here and somehow managed to survive, even after all this time. Not that there's any way of knowing now.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests. What do you mean? You see, the winners of the past crown contests were all strong astral arts practitioners. Furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies. It was certainly nothing one would find in nature.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners? That they forgot who they once were?
I'm merely saying it's a possibility.
That's absolutely gruesome. How long had the Helghan Quail been at this?
It was Renna's great spirit that made them do all of this. Anything to get its astral energy.
We're not gonna jump down, right?
I certainly hope not.
After hearing Dohalim's suggestion, I'm honestly not sure what to say.
I assure you all, I was merely stating the possibility.
Okay, first thing I'm doing is saving. Why is it anytime that I try and stream, I'm just constantly yawning? It's just like, can't get all these yawns out of me.
We're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are, at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
So... we have a fast travel point, though. Do I just go straight?
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Renna now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
We gotta fight you. We're actually doing okay health-wise. Let's go for it.
Out of our way! Here I go!
I'm on
it's
it.
over!
Okay, now I'm real mad.
Here I go! You're mine! This is gonna need all of us together! Sighted!
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
This one's...
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Take it!
I'll face you!
You're mine!
Thrilling performance.
Mega Ray!
Can't get out of this!
Azure Storm! Dragon Shout! Double
I
Demon
can
Fang!
carve through armor!
Demon Fang!
I never miss!
Destruction! Burn!
Elusive deity!
Take
Now
it.
you're talking!
It's over!
You're mine!
Here I go! It's weakened! Terrible!
Demon Fang! This ends now!
Take it! I'm only getting started!
Now I'm in the
Mega Ray!
No further!
Talon Hurricane! This is
Eagle You're mine!
Talon Storm!
Where are you going?
The fluidity of your movements are simply incredible.
I'm only getting started!
I'll throw you into dust!
Sighted!
Sonic Thrust!
Mega Ray!
Demon Fang!
I'm on it!
A charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Smash you!
Here I go! I'm only getting
What in the world? Don't worry. I'm all right. I'm still standing.
This can't be happening!
Oh my god.
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Imbue this my reach with even more! From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with love resuscitation!
Azure Storm! Demon Fang!
can't lose.
Double Demon Fang!
I'll tear you apart! You.
Healing
Azure
circle!
Storm! Talon
I need to pull myself together.
Anything in armor is mine!
There!
Finish it!
Rending you apart!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Renna.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
I hope so.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Renna's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renna.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Renna.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
Where are we going? Straight. Okay, I can't go straight. Hi guys. That's another elevator. Neat.
I won't forgive you!
On your knees. Swallow dance!
First aid!
Bathed in blood. Rending
Here's a healing arc!
Be careful, everyone.
First aid!
This one here.
First aid!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. I can't heal you forever. Back into the fray.
Reflect on thy sins. They smite
Will
with
this help?
blackened blade.
Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
Why'd you heal me?
Stop me dying.
I'm great.
You're mine.
Thy sins. They smite with blackened blade.
Here, let me help. First aid! Here's a healing arc. First aid! Sighted. I'm only getting...
What?
No dawn shall break this night. Here I come. The abyssal deep.
Mega ray!
Swallow dance.
Think again! Here I go! I'm only getting started! I never miss!
Rending you apart.
No further.
Do it. Remove.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Resonate with the earth.
Right.
You're
More
now you see what I
Keep
can
calm
do.
and take them down!
Not today.
Take it! I'm only getting started!
With the earth.
Mega ray!
All finished it. Don't leave. Hey! Blow them away. How's that?
There!
Acceptable.
You're mine! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Demon Plague. Double demon plague.
I'm only getting started! Take it! You're mine!
Demon plague. Elusive
Do
demon.
it! Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
More?
Pathetic! Where are you going?
Lunar Rondo. I'm on track for the win. Finish it. Don't leave. Hey! Blow them away.
Reinforcements? You're mine! Mega ray!
Raging Luna Storm.
No further.
There! It's over! There! You're mine!
Swallow blade.
Mega ray!
Smash you.
Sight.
I'm ready.
It's over!
Look sharp.
Lightning Tiger Blade. See that?
That training's
You're
paying
out.
off.
I'm on it.
One more!
I'll run you through. This one's mine. Begin. Talon
Here I go!
Storm.
You're mine!
Lightning Ray. Talon
Mega ray!
Inferno Punch. The flame inside me yearns to be
I
let
never
free.
miss!
Eat this. Elusive deity. More.
Take it.
Rotating fire.
It's over! Mega ray!
Eagle Assault.
Do it!
Demon Fang.
Outfit. In an instant. Impact block.
A scream
Sighted!
bathed
It's over!
Rending you a bloody howling.
Here I go! It's over! Primed and ready!
being interrupted.
Mega ray!
Finish it.
I must remember my limits.
Don't leave. Hey! Blow them away. More.
Here I go! It's over!
Everlasting darkness.
Negative gain armor is all mine.
That'll bring you down!
Blackened blade. I'll tear you apart. Blew away.
Sighted! You're mine! Sighted! I'm only getting
more?
Now!
Scream. Armor won't save you!
Primed and ready!
Talon Storm!
Where are you going?
They smite with blackened blade! No further! Talon
Okay, there! You're mine!
Do it!
Lock! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one!
Everlasting Stone! Already on it! Negative
That'll
gate!
bring you down!
Scream.
Here I go!
Rending you apart! Bloody
Mega ray!
Stalagmite! Rending you apart!
You're mine! There! You're mine!
Snake of the abyssal
Got it.
deep! Clear for us a
Mega
path!
ray!
Aqua Serpent!
Let the marksman handle this! Here I go! It's over! Mega ray!
Negative gate!
That'll bring you down!
Resonate with the earth!
Sighting! I'm only getting started!
I can carve through armor! Bloody
There!
hell!
Have this!
Take this!
Here I go! You're
Can't
mine!
get out of this!
My natural defenses are fading. I'm a sitting duck!
Retreat from this battle.
Retreat?
Negative
I
gate.
would never! Here I go! I'm only getting started!
Win it. Negative gate!
Don't mind if I do.
The abyssal deep! Clear for us a path!
There!
Aqua
Mega ray!
We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right.
There!
No time to hold back.
Feel
Should have
the
met
medicine
with me! They smite with
I'll heal you
blackened
all!
blade.
Demon Fang!
This one's mine!
Now I can let loose.
Execution! Resonate with the earth!
Need to pull my here. Let me help!
Rising Wyvern!
First aid! Here's the healing art!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
You done? I think you're done.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Is there just treasure in here? There's treasure in here. Okay. I see you. You don't see me. No!
Gotta break through!
No.
None shall escape my judgment!
I try not to chase fruitless endeavors.
It's a duel of the arts! The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show know how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Renna, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Renna's energy?
Yeah. It's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Renna's will is thinking.
But Renna's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Renna's will is only supposed to control true Rennans, like the Helghan Quail. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
No.
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one.
It sounds like a goal I've heard before.
Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants. How it feels. Renna's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Renna were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Renna's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Renna and Dana, respectively. The Rennis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Renna into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you.
That is true.
Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helghan Quail who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Renna, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
Oh, let's help the Great Spirit then. We're changing themes. I'm on the Great Spirit side. We all know darkness is good, right? Light is the bad stuff. Darkness is good, light's bad. Stop chasing me.
Get lost!
Rob's in pain.
Annihilation!
I'll take you
Okay, guys, think it's time to run.
Ooh, Mega Elixir.
Our expert coming through!
God damn it.
Will this help?
Raging Luna Sword!
Healing circle!
There you go. I feel like me. I'm sorry to be a father.
We've all got enough on us.
Yes, ma'am.
First aid!
Aim for the weak spot!
He's there!
Bloody howling.
Mega ray!
Burn!
In a bind.
He's dead!
Talon hurricane!
Let's tear him up.
You picked the wrong fight!
Elusive deity.
Where are you going?
Dragon armor won't save. I'm just getting started.
It's over!
Dragon shell. Sonic thrust. Tempest.
Double demon blast!
Elusive deity.
I'm only getting started. Mega ray! It's weakened!
This ends now!
Can't get out of this.
Go!
Crush! Eternal devastation!
Here I go!
Young lion.
Death blossom! The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Here's a healing heart! First aid! Here, let me help! First, I'm ready!
Swallow blade!
Death blossom.
Healing circle!
Anything in order.
Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. Do better.
Clear for us a path. Armor won't save you. Aqua serpent.
Burn in hell!
Where are you going?
Rising wyvern!
Never mind!
Take this.
Dragon
Take
form!
this.
Take it! I'm only getting started!
I'm only getting
The fluidity of your movements is simply incredible.
Here I go. I'm only getting started.
To be let free.
Captivity. I'm only getting started. It's over.
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
Negative gate. Rending you apart.
Here's a healing arch. First aid.
The flame inside me. Yours. Let's carry. Double demon fast. Swallow dance. Begin. Let's finish it.
And again.
All yours, Kisara.
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Wait. Let me give a save.
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
Let's see what you've got.
Glacial Spear. Here's evil.
On your knees. Okay, guys, think it's time to run.
Maybe we won't run into a shop. Kinda thought we'd run into a shop. Safely.
Forgive you.
Snake is the abyssal beast. Clear for us. Last one out gets eaten alive.
Ah!
Yep.
It'll be a freeze. Get in, get out.
Arch Steel!
Rending you up. I try not to chase fruitless endeavors. An opponent like it should be easy.
No, take my judgment.
Resonate with the earth. Okay, guys, think it's time to run.
So those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Renna's great spirit?
Most likely, but only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant, is there that much point getting rid of it?
god. There's the end. I can see it.
Coming through. On your knees. You're mine! I'll carry you. Air pressure. In a bind.
Here I go. I'm only getting started. Where are you going?
Blind freeze! Why can't they just sit still? Shion, can you take care of them?
No
Now I'm
sooner
real
said than
mad.
done.
Do it! Jolie! Hey! Blow them away! How's that?
Your oldest one's mine.
Abyssal deep. Clear for us a path.
Here I go. I never miss.
Rising Wyvern!
Here I go.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
There, and again. Mega ray.
Resonate with the earth!
You're mine.
Eat dirt! Eat this! Air pressure! Demon Fang! Change of plans! Take this!
Will this help?
Inspiration! Time for
Healing
one more.
circle.
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with life. Resuscitation! Shine! Radiant light! Force of regeneration! Regenerate!
Here, let me help.
Forward.
First aid.
Allow me to
I'll
help.
heal you all.
Can you take it?
While it lasted. Healing circle.
Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
No more playing nice. Here's a healing art. First aid. Here, let me help.
They might
First aid.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind
Take
me.
this! Good! I'll leave it to you!
Take it. I'm only getting started.
I'll face you! I can see this. Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang! Demon Fang! Again!
I never miss.
Talon Storm! Armor won't save you! Green Bay! Azure Storm! You picked the wrong fight! First strike! Talon Hurricane! Take this! Eagle! All finish right now! Regenerate! A thrilling performance! Watch it! Not my fight!
Oh my god.
I couldn't make it in time. Negative gate!
Hear my call.
Negative with the earth!
Sled.
Stalagmite!
Glacial spear.
I'll take
Here's
this.
evil.
Air pressure!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
From beyond,
Here, let me help.
imbue this vanquished
First
soul!
aid.
I'm not done! This one's all mine!
Ready to go.
Sword Rain Alpha! Bestow thy mystic mercy!
I don't even know the word defeat.
Inspiration! I can do this all day!
Thank you for the healing, Dohalim.
Our comrades need our ability to survive.
Right. No one is dying on our watch.
Ignite!
Here's the healing art. First aid.
No further! Okay, here I go!
Here.
I'm out of ammo! Watch it!
Raging
Outstanding form!
Do it! Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Here's a healing arc!
Radiant light!
Come on,
Sorry.
now! You do the same for me.
Eagle assault! Take this! Slide!
Orochi Fury! Free from regret.
Anything is
Water!
Hear my call!
Talon Hurricane!
Bread!
Smash you! I'm on a roll
Let them
now!
march.
Sword blade open! Eat dirt! Dragon shout! Thankful for regeneration! I'm not done!
You require a hand.
No further! Thankful Okay, you're up!
You must be tired of healing me. I'm merely doing what I can to help. Glad you're on our side.
I'll heal you all!
Pierce through!
Healing circle! Back into the fray! Mega ray!
Strength to march on! Lionheart! Death Blossom! Burn in hell!
Sighted! It's over!
Pierce!
Mega ray!
Dragon shattering! Pieces! Attack time! Pierce through! Rising water!
Here I go! They're only getting...
Severing wings! Now I'm real mad! Dragon shout! Titanic rush out! Crack you blade! Glimmer dragon! On your
One more! Mega ray!
Can't get out of this!
The fluidity of your
I
movement
never
is simply
miss.
incredible.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! First strike!
Here I go.
Finish it! Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
That equipment should come in handy.
Save and end. Oh hey, I broke the thing. I only had to go into one of them? Neat. I'm gonna save and end though. Yeah, I've been streaming for 3 hours. I need to call it a stream. I'm pretty tired. So I'm gonna probably stream this again tomorrow and see the credits and stuff. We've probably got another like 2 hours of cutscenes, story and stuff. Every time I feel like I'm at the end of this game, it feels there's always some more. It's not bad, but at the same time, I feel like it doesn't end. Next one will be the last one, hopefully. And I will see you then. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye!